Hey, what up? It's your boy doing a Q&A video. Let's skip all the rambling intro bullshit and just go. Cake asks, can this question be in the video? Yes. Are you wearing pants right now? What's a body part you wouldn't mind losing? My epiglottis. I don't know what that does. Jace asks, what's the air/speed velocity of an unladen swallow? Huh? Devin asks, how many dinosaurs have you killed with your bare hands? In one day, the most I've killed is 22, and that was when I was 8 years old. But throughout my entire life, about 56. Haven't run into a lot of dinosaurs in my adult life. It was mostly when I was a kid, like under 13 years old, so yeah, 56. Stoutmeister asks, how long do you think it'll take to grow your beard back to its original length if you shaved it off? Bonus points if you shave it off in that same video and do updates on beard growth. I'll tell you what now, I am not shaving this goddamn thing. Last time I did it was a disaster. Everybody, I have some news. I am beardless. I'm gonna say half a year, maybe? Last time I shaved it and grew it back out, it didn't take long at all for it to come back to this length, or at least half this length. It didn't take very long at all. About half this length it took from June to September, and then from half length to full length, where it is now, was about September to December. So it won't take very long at all if I do. And I'm not gonna shave it back off, although I do want to get it trimmed again, at least half length. I've been meaning to figure out how to do that, but I'm not a hairstylist. I'm not a hair cutter. Cosmetologist, is that the word? I'm not sure. Caley asks, how can I give better advice? That is a very good question. The way I give advice is typically advice that I should follow, but I never follow my own advice. You can't really give better advice. I mean, when people ask for advice, they're basically asking you, what do you think about this situation? Just tell them how you feel. I mean, obviously don't be an asshole, but just tell them straight up how you feel about a situation or whatever, or what you think they should do. Now keep in mind, you can't force anyone to take your advice. So just throw it out there, see what happens. Whether it's good or bad. Obviously you want to avoid your friend hurting themselves in any capacity, but giving advice is a very hard task, so you just have to kind of play it out and see what happens, I guess. That's probably not the answer you're looking for, but that's the answer I have. Scott asks, do you think Martin Luther King would approve of people twerking in his name? He had a dream, and that dream was people shaking their ass in his name. Julia asks, why are you so heckin' rad? When I came out of the womb, I came out on a skateboard wearing sunglasses and a backwards cap, wearing neon patchwork clothing, and listening to The Descendants. My own sister Sarah asks, does your mom know you're gay? Yes, and she loves me very much. Ross asks, what's a good recommendation character for someone who's just starting D&D? This one's a little tricky too, because it's not so much of a player race thing than it is a class thing. As far as the playable races go, you could pick all of the basic ones are good for beginners. There are a couple that are kind of complicated, like tieflings and dragonborn, but when you boil them all down, they're all fine. They would all be pretty easy to pick up once you start getting really into them. But as far as classes go, a couple of the classes can be super complicated, especially some of the spellcasters like warlocks and sorcerers and druids maybe. But if you wanted my recommendation for a first-time D&D player to pick up a character, like I said, any of the races, and then maybe either a fighter, a barbarian, or even a paladin. Those would be my recommended classes that you should pick if it's your first time. Again, you could pick really anything, and if you have a good enough dungeon master and you're playing with people who are experienced enough in D&D, they can help you through it. But if you just want to get right into it, fighter, barbarian, paladin, because you're still fighting, the paladin will give you some spell casting, so you can get used to that. Even the fighter can give you spell casting once you if you pick the Arcane Knight archetype. So yeah, any race, fighter, barbarian, paladin. Cake with his second question asks, frog or seal? Pick one. Frog. But it has to be Froppy from My Hero Academia. And with that, the Q&A video is done. Welcome to 2019. I want to do more of these. So thank you guys so very much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah.